A little dose of winter to wrap up the year. Meteorologist Robb Ellis is back with the first alert forecast. Will we get a clear sky by the time midnight rolls through?
It depends on where you are.
Okay.
It depends on where you are. I think for the city, there may be parts that break into some clearing skies and wrap up some of the snow showers. But if you're in northwest Indiana, I think you're going to be dealing with snow. In fact, we've already got some issues there on some of the interstates. Overall, the Dan Ryan's not looking too bad. There have been a couple of minor accidents here and there today because just the roads are wet. And luckily, it has just been wet roadways. But there are a few locations where we're starting to see some impacts from the snow, even accumulations on some of the roadways. And I want to talk a little bit about that before we move on to heading into the new year. The good news is the bulk of the system is wrapping up. It's a quick little clipper that we knew would move through here. It's not moving as quickly as some of our clippers, so it is taking its time to move on through, but you can see there's not much more behind this, and each hour that passes will get closer and closer to wrapping this system up. There's a little bit of lake effect that's starting to kick in, or lake enhancement, really. It's the same system. It's just getting a little bit of a boost from some of the lake, and you can see some of the heavier snow coming down on 80 and 94. And this is where I've been looking at some of the traffic and some of the traffic cameras where we are starting to see some accumulation on the roadway itself. So if you're taking any of these locations into parts of northwest Indiana, through Porter County, through Lake County, the northeastern part of Lake County, just know that there are going to be some snow-covered roadways. You're going to have to take it easy, get to your destination safely as we head into the new year. Otherwise, most of the city is looking pretty good. Again, a couple of minor problems, but to be honest, this is pretty typical for an average Sunday afternoon. I think heading into the overnight, there may be a little bit of additional traffic because of people heading out for the new year. Just take your time, allow a little bit of extra time, because at the very least, the roadways are wet and the temperatures are starting to drop. I think they'll hold right around freezing, so the ground may stay just a little bit warmer, but the air temperatures are starting to drop a bit, especially on the back side of the system. I do think we'll go back down below freezing, but by that point, we will see most of the snow move out of here. So here's how future clouds and radar sets us up. Notice a little bit of that lake enhancement continues through about 2 or 3 in the morning, and then this starts to break up a bit. And once that happens, we may get some clearing in the city. We may have a couple of snow flurries here and there, but overall, the bulk of that event is going to be shutting down. The National Weather Service is going to leave that winter weather advisory for Lake and for Porter County until 9 a.m., but the bulk of the snow, I think, is going to happen overnight. Heading into the new year, expecting some sunshine. Notice that the Illinois side stays sunny, but the Indiana side is going to be stuck with some clouds for most of the early part, the first day of the new year. And then as we head into your Tuesday, hoping everyone clears out so that by Tuesday afternoon, we see some sunshine, although some clouds are going to eventually begin to move back in. So for the next 12 hours, expect the snow showers to be wrapping up for the city, keeping the clouds in place, but starting to trim this back, and eventually the temperatures will cool down. Looking down the road, the new year actually starts pretty quiet. We expect the temperatures to stay in the 30s all the way through the end of the first week of the new year. Overnight lows will dip a bit back down into the 20s. Couple of snow or rain chances here for Saturday and Sunday. That's a little bit far out, but we'll start to narrow down on the details as we get just a little bit closer. Chris?
Okay, Rob, thanks very much.
Yeah.